Hi everyone, this is Srivaralakshmi Matori. Welcome back to my channel. Today you are going to learn about the percentages with best tricks whichever are the type 2 and type 3 problems. What are the considered as a type 2 and type 3 problems? Let me explain to you now. If you want to learn what are the basic concept and some more additional problems, you have to follow my previous video, percentages 1, concept, basic and technique. In this video you are learning mainly about what will happen if an object or a quantity may decreases, how the other quantity may be reflected. First of all, let's consider a small example. You have gone to a shop. Shop vendor, you are inquiring with the shop vendor. What is the cost of a fan? The cost of a fan is 500 rupees, he has said. But you did not purchase that fan at that time. You have gone the next week. This week it is 500 rupees. The next week he has said that 550 rupees. You have observed that there is a change in the cost of the fan. Can you say that what is the change in the cost of a fan? It is 50 rupees. Is that 50 rupees is the increase or decrease? Obviously it is increased than its previous value. So change is positive change. So increment. We call this kind of changes are increment. Now let us consider some other example. Maybe your friend has purchased a scooter for 20,000 rupees in the year 2018. But now he want to sell that one and he wanted to purchase a new one. So he has sold his scooter, but now this year price is 18,000 rupees. What you have observed? You have observed that there is a change in the value of the scooter. So what is that change? Is the change is reduced or nothing but is the change is a positive change or negative change? Means obviously change is the negative change. Can you observe that how much change is? That is 2000 rupees. That what? It is decreased. So you are very familiar with these words increment and decrement. I need not to explain to you. But in what way we can find out the increment percentage and decrement percentage? Let me explain. So, if you want to find out the increment percentage of any, first of all, you should identify what is the original value, what is the new value. In the first, you say what is the original price of the fan, that is 500. So, consider 500 rupees is the original value. After original value, whatever the new value is 550. So, it is a new value. Definitely, increment percentage equal to change by original into 100. If that change is positive change, means we call that change is called increased value or nothing but increment value by original value into 100. Coming to this example, in the example of fan, what can you say? The change is 50 rupees. Original value is 500 into 100. So change is 10%. Coming to here, in this what is the original value and what is the new value? Original value is what is the cost of the scooter in the year 2018 and what is the cost of the scooter in the year 2020. So decrement percentage can be find out like increment only, but you have to write change by original into 100. What is the change here? Change is 2000. What is the actual cost of the scooter in the beginning? That is 20,000 into, so 10% decrement. In this way we can find. So today our topic about how can we use the increment or decrement percentages are there. How can we do it with a simple technique, not with the actual procedure. Let's move to our topic. In our today's session, we will learn about how can we find out the value of any quantity after increment or decrement. That means whenever you know about original value, if you want to find out the new value after a change, that change is maybe in terms of a percentage, we have to find out. Then second thing is, how can we find out the whenever they have given the new value, how to find out the original value whenever it is undergo some change, either positive change or negative change. Positive change in meaning is whenever it is maybe increased by some percent or maybe decreased by some percent. And the third thing is, whenever the changes maybe happen in the dimensions of geometrical figures. That means maybe length and breadth, size and radius of a circle. So like that the geometrical figures are taken, the change may be happen in those. How can we find out? How can we calculate the area or perimeter? Today in our session we will discuss this. Before going to learn, let us learn a formula which is helpful to you to find out the relation between the original value and the new value, especially whenever you want to find out with respect to some change percentage. So this can be written like this. New value is equal to 100 plus change percentage by 100 whole power n into original value. NV means you know that is the new value. OV means you know that original value. CH means I have taken as a change percentage. Whether percentage changes may be positive as a plus, maybe percentage change is negative, then you should write minus CH by 100 whole power n into original. N stands for number of times it was changed. How many times it was changed. That N stands for number of times. Whenever there is a change in the dimensions, how to find out its area or perimeter? Or whenever that happens in the two quantities, how can we find out the resultant value can be R is equal to first percentage change X plus or minus and plus or minus XY by 100. With the help of these three formulas, we can crack any kind of problems relevant to change percentage. First our problem is about, there is a scooter which actual value is 10,000 rupees. Its value is depreciated 20% every year. After the 2 years, what will be the value of the scooter? In this problem, what you can understand is, there is some scooter which is having a value 10,000 rupees and it was depreciates its value every year by 20%. They are asking you to find out what will be the value after the 2 years. So first of all, from the given you can understand that original value is 10,000. After 2 years, what is this value? Means new value is not known. Let us think X. Then after how many years we have to find out? 2 years. So how can we find out this one? By traditional way of method I am asking you to do first of all. Later you can learn with the help of a technique how can we do without using any kind of these. For example, first of all, 10,000 rupees of cost, scooter cost. What happened? Every year 20% is depreciated. Depreciated meaning is reducing. So what we can do is first year value after 1 year 10,000 it is depreciated by 20%. That's why 20 by 100. So its value is 2,000 rupees is depreciated. So actually 10,000 after 1 year what is its value is 10,000 minus 2,000. First year value after 1 year scooter cost is 8,000 rupees. But after 1 year value you want or after 2 years value you want? After the second year. So will we think that it is minus 2,000? No. We should not do like that. That's why reason is 2,000 for the first year. Now you should find out the 20% depreciated means not on 10,000. On 8,000 it was depreciated. So what will you do again? 20% of this 8,000 you will do it. That means actual value of after first year minus depreciated value in the second year will be 6,400. So after 2 years the scooter value is 6,400. This is the traditional way of method. But now in what way we can do it? Let us use our identity. New value is equal to 100 plus or minus. But here clearly minus. Change percentage by 100 whole power n into original value. This is our identity. What is that? New value equal to 100 minus change percentage by 100 whole power n into original value. For this, m means how many times it was. That means after how many years you want the answer. You need the answer after 2 years. So m value is 2. And you have to understand that those 2 years is the same kind of changes happening or not. That means first year 20% changed and second year is 30% changed means this formula may not be useful to you. The change should be uniform. That means first year change, second year change, maybe third year change and in nth year change also should be same. Now new value x 100 minus change. You have to take here minus. Why? Depreciated I told you. Depreciated means value was reduced. So how much reduced? 20%. 100 minus 20 by 100 whole power 2 into original value is what? 10,000. So x equal to 80 by 100 whole power 2 into 10,000. 4 times and 5 times, then x is equal to 16 by 25 into 10,000. 1 time and here it is 4th. And x is equal to 6,400. But with the help of practicing you can get it, and let me explain that still in an easier manner, the same formula. Now how can you find out this? Let's apply the rule but without actually using the formula. How? 100 minus 20 means change is 20% after reducing what is its value. Right, directly 80 by 100 into 80 by 100. Why I have written 2 times? You know that for the 2 years I am doing. Into original value. So answer is 6,400. In this way we can find. Rather than using even formula also, with the help of technique also we can do it. In the second problem, the population of a city is 20,000. In the first year, there is an increment of 20%, and then next year, the increment is 30%. Then what will be the population of that particular city after 2 years? And now here, first of all, what is the population of the I told you, whenever you want to find out the new value, you need to identify whether that change is a positive or maybe negative. The population is increasing. First year, 20% increase. Actually, 100%. 20% increase means how much it will be? 120 by 100 into, is the second year also the population is increased by 20%? No, the same change is not happened. Second year was 30%. So what will you write? 30% is the population was increased or decreased in the second year. In second year it was increased. So it is 130 by 100 into the original value. What is the original value? 20,000 is equal to x. Now zeros get cancelled. Then 130 into 2 equal to x. Now 12 13s are 156 into 2. Then 156 2s are 31200. 31,200 will be the new population. In this one, very simple procedure we have used. That is 120 by 100, 130 by 100. Because 20% increase, 30% increase. Maybe 20% decrease means you have to write 80 by 100. 30% decrease means 70 by 100. Into, what is the original value? 20,000. We have written, we got the 31,200 is the new population of that city after 2 years. If the change is 20% in the first year and 30% in the second year. Let's move to the next problem. The population of a town is 1,54,000 and during the first year there is a increment of 5% of the population. During the second year there is a decrement of 10% and during the third year there is an increment of the 10% of the population is there. What will be the population of that particular term after 3 years they are asking. Like a previous problem only it was. But what is the change in the previous problem to now? Let's discuss in this manner. First of all, the population of the city is, they have given 1,54,000 into what happened to the first year? First year was increased by 5%. So what will you write? 105 by 100. Second year what happened? Decreased. Decreased means what will you write? 90 by 100 or will you write at 110 by 100? Yes, you have to write 90 by 100. Into third year what happened? It was increased by 10%. 110 by 100. Any simplification is there? Do it that one. 0, 0. These two zeros get cancelled. Still here 0 and here 0. No zeros but 10 is there. So let us write it is 21 times and it is 2 times. Still 2 times and 77. 77 into 21 into 9 into 11. Very big value. So maybe 9 into 11, 99 you can do that. 21 and 77. Like this is there. Actually, before multiplying this big value, let's have a look on what are the options they have given. They have given the options are 1,61,700. Second option is 1,60,700. And the third option they have given 1,60,083. 1,70,062. First of all, 7, 1 and 9 without actually multiplying, how can we identify the option? We have to see that 0. Option A and we are ending with 0. So definitely answer is not coming with the ending with 0. So it was cancelled. Now coming to what is the units place digit? 7 ones 7 into 9. 7 nines were 63 means 3. So ending with 3. So option C is the correct one. Without actually multiplying also we can check the what will be the correct option. But maybe here also maybe 3 is there. 1,70,060. At that time the trick will not be applicable. Definitely you have to go for the normal multiplication and you have to do so. Let's move to the next problem. The fourth problem is there is a number x. X is once it was increased by 30%, later it was decreased by 30%. what will be the change in the usual value of x? What happened? There is an x, some quantity. What happened first time? 30% it was increased. What happened second time? 30% decrease. He is not asking you about what is the value of the x after the two changes. He is not asking what the value of x. He is asking that is there any change in the value of x? If it is changes, what will be that change? He is asking you to calculate the change percentage. Let's look at the options once. There is a first option, does not change, nothing but remains the same. The value is remains the same. One more is increases by 6%. Option 3 is about decreases by 6%. Option D about decreases by 9% is there. These are the four options. Try to understand the given problem. There is an x. What happened? 30% increased. That value was increased by 30%. What happened next? That value was decreased by 30%. Now, what will happen to the change? Whether the change is the change will be happen. If change means how much percentage they are asking. Usually, by our given assumption, you may falsely think that it is does not change because 30% increase, 30% decreased means you will think that there is a zero change. But change will be definitely will happen. So first option is wrong. One increased, one is decreased means whether it is increase or decrease means how can we know me? We are having a one identity. As we discussed, that is plus or minus x plus or minus y plus or minus x plus y by 100. Like this it is there. So let me say this one in an easiest manner. First of all, what is the first change? 30% increase or decrease? Increase means plus 30. What happened next time? 30% decrease. So take it as minus 30. What happened? X into y. 30 into 30 by 100. And but think about what sign will get. Plus and minus. Plus into minus. Minus. Maybe first one is decrease. Next one is increase, even though minus. First one increase, next also increase, then change is again increase. First one is decrease, next one is decrease, then third resultant value is plus. I hope you are getting. So what you should write? Plus 30, minus 30, 30 into 30 by 100. But plus into minus, minus you have to write. Anyhow, plus 30 minus 30. Cancel. 30 into 30 minus 900 by 100. Getting cancel is minus 9%. So it is decreased by 9. The price of an article is first increased by 20%. Later it was decreased by 25%. Due to the reduction in the sales, what will be the reduction in the sales? Find the net percentage of final price of the article. They have a options are 10% decrease, 20% increase, 5% increase, 12% decrease. What is that? Once see that. First what happened? Let us go for our identity xy by 100. But whether it is positive, negative, that is based on the given problem. First what happened? 20% increased. So plus 20. What next one? 25% decreased, minus 25. Now do I need to write plus or minus here? I need to write minus because plus into minus is minus. 20 into 200. Definitely it is minus 5%. 20 into 25. 500 by 500. then minus 5, minus 5. So minus 10%. So what is that? Change is 10% decreased. That is the best option. Then let us move to the one more problem based on the same concept, xy concept. But you should identify that which is the positive, which is negative. That means plus or minus x, plus or minus y, plus or minus xy by 100. Whether what value will come based on the information what they were provided, based on that it will be. Let's move to the next problem. Now the problem is about how to find out the any quantity change whenever they have given the net change percentage given, how to find out. The problem, consider this problem, then you can understand this concept very easily. Now the problem is, if the price of the tea is increased by 20%, by how much percentage the consumption of the tea be reduced so that there is no overall change or increase in the expenditure on it. Coming to problem is very simple. There is some change in the tea price. How much change is there? There is increase of 20% increase. Then because of their expenditure, that means what is the amount we are spending on it is some other percentage. This should be reduced. Then only there is no burden on us. So how much expenditure we should reduce it? Let's go for the technique of xy by 100. What is x? First of all, price is 20%. Increased or decreased? Price is increased. What happened? Expenditure he wanted to decrease to maintain the same amount, or maybe he wanted to increase the expenditure also according to that. No, he want to reduce his expenditure. So minus y. Now here plus, here minus. Which sign we have to use here? Minus 20 into y by 100 is equal to net change, no overall change. Means there is no increase, no decrement. Change is 0. So 20 minus y by 1 time 5 times minus y by 5 is equal to 0. Let us simplify. 20 minus 6y by 5 which is equal to 0. Then 20 is equal to 6y by 5. 100 is equal to 6y. Then y is equal to 100 by 6. It is 50 by 3. 16 2 by 3% is the change. We got the 16 2 by 3 as the answer. So coming to the option C is the correct option. Let's move to the next problem. Now it is time to learn about how the dimensional percentage changes there happen. Maybe in the geometrical figures, how can we calculate that kind of percentages in the area, especially in the perimeter and areas. That is, for example, change in the dimension, whether side, length, breadth, or maybe a radius. The change is same in the perimeter. What I am trying to say is, if the side of a square is 10% increase, definitely perimeter also 10% increment will be there. In the radius of any circle, 5% decrement is there. Definitely perimeter also will be decreased by same 5%. The change only varies in its area. Okay. In what way that varies? Let us discuss now. For example, this problem. Consider this problem. If the side of a square was increased by 21%. What is that? The side of a square was increased by 21%. What will be the change in the area of the square is? Very simple. Let us go for the our usual formula of x and y. What is that? X, y, xy by 100. What happened? Side of a square means only one dimension. That means x and y both are equal. So why can't you write here 2x x square by 100? That too, either definitely a plus will come. But this is plus or minus. As you know that changes may be side. Positive change will get positive. Negative change also will get positive. So what is the better thing here? 2a plus or minus 2x plus x square by 100. What happened? Side what happened? 21%. 2 into 21%. Is it increased or decreased? Increase. So here 2 into 21 plus 21 into 21 by 100. 42 plus 21. 21 sir is 441 by 100. So 42 plus 4.41. 46.41%. 46.41% is the change in its area of the square. Let us go for the second geometrical type of problem. Now the next problem is, if they have given the percentage change in the area of the any geometrical figure, how to calculate the change in the dimension? For example, let's have a look on this problem. If the area of the square is increased by 44%, then what is the change in the side as well as perimeter of that square? First of all, area equal to 44%. First of all, I am explaining in the traditional way of formula method how to find out the change in the dimension of a square. That is, by using a formula 2x plus x square by 100. Change is positive, that's why plus 2x I am writing, is equal to 44. Net change is 44% given, that's why I taken 44. Let us simplify by doing 2x into 100. 200x plus x square by 100 is equal to 44. X square plus 200x is equal to 4400. Then x square plus 200x minus 4400 equal to 0. Let's solve this one by using splitting method of the factorization of quadratic polynomial. So x square plus 220x minus 20x minus 4400 equal to 0. So x into x plus 220 into minus 20 into x plus 220 equal to 0. So x plus 220 into x minus 20 is equal to 0. So x minus 220, x equal to 20. So answer is 20, cannot be minus 220. This is a very large procedure. Then how can we solve this one within a fraction of second? Just to see that what is given value. It is 44. How can we express this as sum of a perfect square and a number? You can express it as 36 plus 8. But it is a perfect square, it is not a perfect square. And remember that the perfect square must be a smallest possible perfect square. That means 36 is the greatest one and 8 is small. So it is not at all a positive one. The possibility. Or maybe 25, a perfect square, plus, but 25 is the not smaller than the given one. So what is the best value? 40 plus 4. Yes, 4 is, and 40 is the normal number. How can I write 40 is 20 plus 20? Nothing but 2 into 20. Plus 2 square. Nothing but 20 into 20 by 100. So yes, you got 20%. In that way also we can. Ma'am, it is 45, 44%, that's why you have done it. Maybe 21 is there. First of all, split this one as 20 plus 1. It is an even number. 2 into 10 plus 1 square you can add. So change is 10%. Maybe like this is given. 69%. How will you write? 60 plus 9. 60 can be written as 2 into 30 plus 3 square. So change is what? 30% change is there. Now if the radius of a circle was decreased by 20%, what will be the percentage change in its area as well as in its circumference? I told you that dimensional change is directly change, it is same for the perimeter. So that means what is the circumference changes, that is also 20% will be decreased. But in the area of the circle, how it will be? It is by the same formula of x, y, xy by 100 technique. But it is even in the circle also, like that two quantities will not be there, two dimensions will not be there. If there also the two dimensions are same, that is why we are going the technique of square. What we used for square here, 2x plus x square by 100, whether plus or minus. Plus means increased means plus, decreased means minus. So now you have to take plus or minus. I should take minus. Reason 20% decrease. So minus 2 into 20 plus 20 square by 100. So minus 30. Minus 2 into 20 is 40 plus 4 will give you minus 36%. The change in the area of the circle whenever radius of the circle is decreased by 20%, 36% will be decreased. Now we are in the last problem in this topic, that is, if the length of your rectangle was increased by 10%, by what percent of the breadth to be decreased to maintain the same area? So let us go for our identity x, y, xy by 100. But instead of that one you can use LB and LB by 100 also you can use it. What happened? Length was increased by 10%. So plus 10. Is breadth is decreasing or increasing? Decreasing. To maintain the same area, minus b. Minus 10b by 100 is equal to 0. So 1 and 10. 10 minus b by 10. Why should I take equal to 0? There is no change in the area. Net change is 0. So equal to 0. Simplify this. 100 minus 11b is equal to 0. So b equal to 100 by 11. Change it into 9 1 by 11% to be reduced by the breadth to maintain the same area whenever 10% increment in the length of the rectangle. In this video I have mentioned about the two techniques whenever they have given about the change percentage, how to find out the change percentage after what will be its value, how it will changes, as well as if the change percentage is happen drastically, whether increasing or decreasing, or increasing, decreasing, decreasing, increasing means what will be the net change, how to find out, I have explained to you. To get the previous topic as that basic and also the some very important competitive examination type of problems I have mentioned in the percentage part 1 in a previous video. For the next more videos we are going to be bring that what are the important previous year questions that was mentioned in the various competitive examination. For more educational videos, please subscribe, share, like my channel, SAC E-Classes, the Specialist Learning Center for Everyone.